Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're working on a 1969 Chevy Camaro. Alright, how this whole process started out was I had this diecast car sitting around in my box for a little bit, and I decided to do something with it. So it was already pre-drilled, and yeah, the wheels are already gone, but that's because I used them for another build for a family friend. So you see me here taking it apart. Now I got my stripper back out, like always. And now we're gonna do the normal satisfaction and dip it in. Let it sink. Let it sink. Shake, shake. And then me struggling to pull this dang thing out. We get it eventually, I think. And there we go. Yeah. So we took it out of the stripper here, and now we're gonna let it sit. I let it sit for about, I think it was 2 days, just because I didn't have time. I've had a very busy schedule the last couple weeks, so that's why this has taken so long to make this video. I'm thankful for everyone being so patient. Now I'm putting all the excess plastic pieces into some hot soapy water. Yep, I put my finger in there. That was weird. Now I'm going to shake it up just to get all the excess dirt slash dust off. And now I'm taking it out because you don't want to leave it in there or the plastic will corrode and it just will look like hell. But once that is done, I wipe them off and then let them dry. And what I'm using is my old rag. Well, it wasn't really old. I kind of just found it in my basement and started using it. But that's besides the point. Even though I wasn't supposed to, but you know, life happens, and I am using it as a cleaning rag for materials, brushes, and even plastic pieces from these cars. Again, like I was saying earlier, I apologize for not posting weekly like I said. I just been super busy and life has taken over a little bit, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop making videos. I'm always going to find time to make videos, but like my dad always says, school comes first. So that's most important, and so is my running. That's also important. Anyways, yep, so we look there, it's all shiny and nice. Now I'm still waiting on the paint to be stripped, so I grab the base and I grind off the little plastic pieces that are on the base. I do that because I'm going to be putting metal tubing in for the wheels. This is kind of a long process because the tube I used wasn't really the right size and I had to make the gap a little bigger to make them fit. You see me there doing the front and the back. I almost cut the whole front of the car apart and that could have been very bad, but luckily I didn't do that. Yep, there we go. We cleared it once, turned off our Dremel tool, and now we're going to try to test fit and see if it will fit in there for the first time. What I normally do is I try to sink it to the bottom just to make it as low as possible, just to give it a good stance. But we have to go again because it just wasn't the fit I was looking for. I apologize now if you guys hear my fan in the background. That is just my fan in my room. Looking now, there was a lot of melted plastic from that. That Dremel tool gets hot and it will melt plastic like it's butter. But here we go again, and it looks like it fits this time around. So that's good. After it gets fit, of course, I'm going to measure off with my Sharpie and then cut it with the Dremel tool. But you'll see that in a little bit. Not going to lie, I honestly forgot how much grinding there was in this video. I should really dumb that down next time around because I know you guys don't want to watch me just be grinding down on plastic. That's no fun. You want to see the end result. But honestly, this build overall was fun. It just took me a while to do, of course. And again, I'm gonna try my best to get more videos out and figure out everything. Like I said earlier, school's just been a pain in the butt and not really going for me. But I've been doing okay. It's just been very stressful lately. There we go. We're measuring. And then we're going to line it up to the end and then measure it again. Just so it's even and it's the same size. With that said, I grabbed my cloth again because this little aluminum piece of tubing does get hot with the Dremel, and I have burnt my fingers before. And it's not a fun day when you burn your fingers, because I've actually burned my fingers pretty bad before, and it's not a good time. Here we go. I wrapped it in the cloth, and I got grinding. And it wasn't easy because the tube kept moving, and it was just kind of a pain in the butt. But you know what? That's life. Eventually, I did get it to just snap off like that. I put the rest to the side, and I then did the same process with this. Well, I first grinded this down just so it was smooth, so it was easy transformation. But then eventually I did cut this in half. Look at that, making it all smooth. It's kind of satisfying to do, honestly. And then here we go, we're gonna start cutting it in half. And if you look in your lower right corner, you can see the car just sitting there, the body, and it really hadn't done anything yet because I think this was the same night that I put it in the stripper. Oh, I must have got burnt there because I freaking flinched like no one else's business. Yeah, this stuff really does break easily. It's just you gotta get it to a certain point so you can break it apart. But again, grinding some more. I know this is very boring, but don't worry, the juicy stuff is coming up. So after that, I did end up measuring them, and they were the right size, thank gosh. Well, kind of, not really. And then I did this, and then I lost a piece because it freaking flew out of my hand because I didn't have it gripped properly. And there we go, it's gone. So I had to remeasure those and all, and then I put them into the slots that I cut out. After I did that, I grabbed a pair of green light wheels. I got those on at my local hobby store, but you can also get them on Greenlight's website if you want to look for them, of course. And they're more of a radial tire, so it makes it more of a classier look than, well, classy hot rod look. So after that's all said and done, we have it glued in, and then we got those green light tires I was talking about. Makes it look cool. Honestly, it does. So we put that to the side, and now we bring over the body. Finally, time to take off that paint. I know, there was a lot of bull crap that I did before getting to the paint removal. But with that, we just grabbed our normal brush, and we started to just start peeling it away. It's a good time, honestly. It's probably my favorite part of the build is taking the original paint off the car. So with this car, the paint wasn't easy, actually. I painted it 3 or 4 times, and the paint wasn't really doing what I wanted to do. It kept bubbling, and it wasn't covering. I overall painted this car like 3 or 4 times. So the footage that you see is the first time I'm painting it, but at the end of the video is my final result, and I love it. Because this was supposed to be just a normal custom video, but I decided to make it like a barn find video. But it's all good. It's all good. Anyways, we're still just scraping away here, and yep, swirling it around. That's always a good time. Whoop-de-doo. I don't know why I'm just messing around with it at this point. I should just take it to the sink, but you know, that's me. Yep, see, I just gave up there. Alright, now we're on to the primer. It looks so nice, nice and primer. And I was like, oh, this is gonna go really well. Later, I knew that this car was gonna be easy. So I put that off to the side, and then I'm gonna show you guys the base again. I put a little detail on that base, and yeah, it looks so good. I like it. So again, this is the first time I painted it. So I did put it in this first layer of black because I was going to do black stripes with a yellow, but the yellow ran and it made it look like poop. So that meant I had a boo-boo. Yup, I had a boo-boo moment in the garage. So I ended up just saying pretty much screw it, and I did this. I used my weathering powder, and I painted one fender to look like they replaced the fender at one point, and I just painted it in primer because I thought it would just be easier. Now you're watching me fill in some marks because I accidentally grabbed the car when it was wet. That was my bad, and I messed up there really bad. But it honestly worked out because it filled in with the powder, and it looked pretty cool. Honestly, I made this just look like someone started a project maybe like 10, 20 years ago, and they just left it, and it just started, the rust started to seep through the car again, and it was like, wow. That was the look what I was going for, honestly. It was just kind of one of those things where you're like, oh, I got a car running from nothing, huh? Anyways, if you guys do like what you're watching, please give me a like and a follow. I would greatly appreciate it. I know we only have 2 videos out now, but everything helps just because I am a beginner and I'm learning this whole YouTube trade. I'm just trying to get into the game. So back to the car. So I pretty much finished it off there the last little bit because I wanted to show you guys, but I think it looks pretty cool. It turned out awesome. Now we're going to put that car to the side and we're going off to the interior. So I decided to grab my powders again and just dirty up that interior because that interior was way too white. You can't have a barn find car with a perfect interior. It's not a thing. So we kind of just mixed all 3 of the colors together and I made this dirty look. It fit it better than a clean interior. I just felt like it would have just been left out a little bit if it was too clean. So we did this for a little bit and made it all dirty, and so it looked presentable, and up close it looks so good. It looks real, honestly. It looks like it was been sitting out for a while, and it looks like it was, in the dirt and been splashed by mud and animals been living in it and all that good jazz. So yeah, the only problem I had with this was the seats, the front seats, because it was hard to get that sponge part into the brush. And I made it work, but it was just, again, it was hard to fit all that in there. My hands are filthy from that paint. The paint I used was what was that stuff? It was the Rust-Oleum's can paint, and the nozzle's all clogged up and it got all over my hands. It sucked, but it's okay. Yep, there was leftover dirt into that, and I didn't really want that to sit because I feel like that would have looked bad, but we just knocked it out and it worked out fine. Yep, I dropped it. Silly me. So I thought it'd be cool because the Hot Wheels logo is on the bottom of it. So I thought it would be pretty cool to just, weather that up. Just to add a bit of detail and touch, nothing fancy or special there. So we didn't put that outside. We're just adding to it. Keep going. So where I got the weathering powder stuff was, again, at my local Hobby Lobby. And it was kind of expensive, but in a way it was kind of worth it because there's not a lot of it, but you can get a lot of use out of it. So you can pretty much use it for anything weathered wise, like army stuff, cars. It really doesn't matter, and it does a really good job. I've used this on a lot of projects of mine. Just Obviously, I used it on the last video too, but I that's just that this is the look I was going for, just because I was kind of stressed out with the thing. I honestly wanted to throw it on the ground and break it, but I can't really do that because that'd make me look bad. But yeah, that was the end result for the interior for the most part. Just filling in some more white so it didn't look so perfect. And yeah, I had to smooth everything out so it would blend properly, and it just, yeah, there you go. The end result of the interior. Boom. I'm sorry there's so many pauses. It's hard to know what to say because I had too much footage. But here was the end result. Honestly, beautiful turnout. I did clear coat it with some clear coat I had sitting around, a satin finish, and it looked great. I did the headlights and the tail lights. That's a lie. I did the tail lights. I didn't do the headlights on this one, but it ended up turning really cool, and it just snapped right back together, and it's ready for the road. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and a follow again, and thank you for watching. I appreciate everything you guys do, and have a fantastic day. Here's our before. And here's the end result. Have a good one, guys. Thank you again.